Hey Dave, what you doing? I'm setting up my ratio table. You ask a stupid question, you get a stupid answer. Hi everybody. In this problem, we want to fill out the blank spots in our ratio table. But we've got a problem. There doesn't seem to be a nice way that we are counting down as we move. So we're going to have to figure out what happens when we move from the left to the right. To do that, we better talk about the ratio. The ratio of sales tax, 6, to purchase, 120. Now, it might be better to write that as a fraction, 6 over 120. And it might be better to write that as a decimal. So if you take a calculator and you divide 6 by 120, you get 0.05. Okay, what is that telling us? Well, that means that when we move from the left-hand side to the right-hand side, we are going to multiply times 0.05. So for example, when it's time to fill in this part of the chart, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my 800 times 0.05, and when I do that multiplication, I'm going to get 40. So that means the sales tax on that item is $40. On the other hand, when I want to move from the sales tax over here to the original purchase price, I want to divide. So to move from the right to the left, I'm going to be dividing. And I'll do that calculation in red. I want $9.50 divided by the 0.05. And again, if you have a calculator, that's $190. So we'll put that up there, $190. One last thing to talk about is what we do with the expression. So if the purchase is represented by P, I think about the pattern that I'm following in this table. Every time I move from the left to the right, I'm multiplying. So the expression that goes in the sales tax box is going to be 0.05P. Now we filled out the table. Let's make one more note here. One of the things it's important to talk about is what this represents. So if I want to think about this ratio, what I have is 0.05 of sales tax per, remember that word, we talked about it with ratios, dollar of purchase. Another way we can think about that is that if we bought $100 worth of stuff, that would be $5 worth of sales tax. And just as a reminder, we think about that as 5%. All right, so that was our coverage of how you take a ratio table and fill it in by finding first the ratio and then the value and expressing it as a decimal, and then multiplying or dividing as we need.